Hi, I'm Bob Bednarz, residential loan advisor with Guarantee Mortgage, and I'm here to answer the question, should I buy a house now or wait? I'm here to tell you mortgage rates are rising. What is a potential homeowner to do? Should I buy now or wait for rates to come back down? Rising rates can spell serious trouble for your monthly budget, and they also result in paying more in interest over the life of the loan. You cannot time the market, and a home should be a long-term investment. No matter which way the real estate market is leaning, buying now means you can start building equity immediately. It also means avoiding the potential for additional mortgage rate increases later. If a buyer finds a property they would like to call home, they should not delay. When mortgage rates drop and more buyers come back into the market, home prices will rise. Remember, you marry the house and date the rate. To put it another way, you can always refinance later. Even with higher mortgage rates, it appears we found a new and acceptable place for real estate transactions to occur. So let's get into the details. Rates are not coming down anytime soon. If you look at this chart, mortgage rates back 2 years ago in August 2021, 30-year fixed, were 3%. Today, 2 years later, in August of 2023, rates are close to 7.5%. Last year at this time in 2022, they said mortgage rates this time of year in 2023 would be 4.5%, 5%. They are not. Now they're saying mortgage rates in 2024 are going to be 4.5%, 5%. Really? Do they have a crystal ball? How do they know mortgage rates are going to come down that much next year? They will come down eventually, but who knows if they're going to come down that soon? Meanwhile, can you afford to wait for mortgage rates to come down? No. And here's why. Home equity. Home equity is the portion of your home that you own outright. If your mortgage is paid off or you never had one, you have 100% equity stake in your home. Otherwise, your home equity is calculated by subtracting your mortgage balance from the home's current market value. Say your home is worth $350,000 and you owe $150,000 on your mortgage. To determine your home equity, you would use the following calculation. $300,000 value minus $150,000 loan amount equals $200,000 equity or net worth. Now look at how it translates into a purchase transaction and you'll understand where instant equity comes from. The appraised home value above the purchase contract price is instant equity. So let's take the previous example and turn it into a purchase transaction. The $200,000 equity is your down payment plus your $150,000 loan will equal $350,000 purchase price. But what if the home appraises for a $400,000 value? Then you have $50,000 instant equity. That's the $400,000 appraised value minus your $350,000 purchase price equals $50,000 instant equity. It's like winning the lottery. It's like putting $50,000 immediately into your bank account. That is instant equity. Let's look at some examples on some loan transactions I'm currently working on. One is for a condo in Daly City. The seller bought it back in 2011 for $290,000. The listing agent and the buying agent put my buyer into contract without putting it on the MLS. It's not, in the system. And the Zillow estimate for this particular condo came in close to $800,000. Because it's an off-market transaction, my buyers were able to get it in for a purchase, accepted offer purchase price less than $800,000. They have instant equity in this property. And if you look at the seller, making pretty good profit on the sale as well, too. Let's look at another transaction. This is what you call a detached condo. It's in the Mission District of San Francisco on Shotwell Street. Detached means it's not attached to any other building. There's nobody above, there's nobody below. It's kind of like a single family home, but it's not. It's part of a homeowners association, although it does have its own little yard and there's no adjoining walls. They put an offer in that got accepted less than $995,000 list price. Now there's a property down the street. It's another condo, but it's an attached condo. There's adjoining walls, there's somebody above, there's somebody below. That list value came in at $1,195,000. So let's compare the two. My detached condo buyer had an appraisal on their property, and the appraised value came in closer to the attached condo value of $1,195,000. I can't tell you the final sales price or the exact same appraised value at this moment in time, but I can tell you there's at least $200,000 instant equity between the purchase price and the appraised value for this transaction. And my buyers didn't think they had the down payment money to buy the place, but they had life insurance policies. We were able to borrow against their life insurance policies to get 10% down payment. A small 10% down payment gave them instant equity of at least $200,000. That's an amazing transaction in this market with high interest rates. Now, down the street, there's some triplexes for sale. So if you're looking for investment properties, it's a great time to buy. These two triplexes, one for $998 and the other for $1,198,000, same street as those condos, have the same list value offer prices of the condos. So you can buy investment properties, 3 units each, for the same price as a condo. Now, if you look at these two properties, they can use some work. But this is the Mission District. It's near Valencia Street. You ever go down to Valencia Street on Friday or Saturday nights? It's a happening place. So if somebody buys these properties and puts a little money into it, they can get top dollar for rentals on these properties and have some incredible cash flow, let alone maybe some instant equity from the price they purchase it in to the money they put into it and the eventual appraised value. So buying fixers is a hot commodity in this market. I want to show this one example that is something to really look at. This is on 11th Avenue in San Francisco. The offer price was $995. It's a fixer. It has good bones, meaning the structure's good, the foundation's good. It's just new kitchen, new bathroom, maybe some new floors. There were 23 offers, 23. Sold price was $1,431,000. That's almost $500,000 over the list price. So you're thinking, where is the instant equity in that? Well, I'll show you. Down the street, there was a property that sold for sale, single family home, for $1,860,000. This was a move-in home. So let's go back to that example where the buyer bought it for $1.4 million. Let's say they put $200,000 into the property. So their cash outlay is $1.6 million. Once they're done, if it appraises close to this one of $1.8 million, they have $200,000 instant equity, even in this high interest rate market. I have another client. They're closing escrow today. This is the third offer they put in. They have a home currently in San Carlos that they've owned for 25 years, and they want to move to Berkeley, and they want to buy a fixer and spend some money to make it really, really nice. This is the third offer they made, and it got accepted. We're closing today for $1.5 million, even though the list price was only $1.3. But they're going to spend an entire year putting money into this property. And I can guarantee you that the value of this property is going to be way over $1.5 million after they're done with it. Plus, they pulled equity out of their current home in San Carlos with a home line of credit to go towards down payment and home improvements into this particular property. Once they move in here, then they can either sell their home in San Bruno or use it as a rental. They're building up net worth, even in this high interest rate market. I am on the bandwagon with that. I bought some land and did some new construction for a second home in New Mexico. New construction is up, new housing starts are up. This is a good market to get into if you want to build your own home. So here's what we did. Bought the land for $50,000. Our construction cost was $440,000. So our cost, including down payment and loan amount, was $490,000. When it was done last year, and you can see at the bottom right hand of the screen, our appraised value is $515,000. Subtract the $490 we put for our outlay to buy the place, we have $25,000 instant equity. Okay, it's not $200,000 like the previous example, but I'll take it. $25,000 is nothing to sneeze at. And I want to close out with this final example of a cash out refinance transaction I did in Bend, Oregon. It's this nice single family home that they use as a vacation home in the ski area in the central Cascade Mountains of Oregon. They bought it in 2000 for $998,000. 18 months later, they wanted to do a cash out refinance loan to pull some money out. So last year it appraised for $1.8 million, almost $1 million instant equity on this particular property. Amazing. We did a cash out refinance loan for $1,080,000. They got a loan bigger than the total purchase price when they originally bought it, and they used the extra money that they pulled the cash out to make even more investments. Their net worth is really growing by smart use of real estate. So bottom line is, don't let rising interest rates drag you down. Start finding those real estate bargains now. When rates do come back down, all hell will break loose. Start building equity and your net worth immediately. I can help. I'm Bob Bednarz with Guarantee Mortgage. I'm a residential mortgage lender. I want to help you with these financing of these transactions. I want to be your lender for life.